Hi, beautiful soul. This is Hanneke from Twin Soul Alchemy. Welcome to this channel on Blossoming on the Twin Flame Journey. In this episode, I'm going to discuss the energies of the final days of October for Twin Flames and Divine Counterparts. And as we are getting closer to Scorpio season, a lot is being uprooted again, while at the same time, there is also this beautiful, loving union energy. So I'm going to go a little bit into the astrology and how that could manifest in yourself and in your connection. And I'm going to be talking about how you can balance the shared energy field. Mastering this shared energy field is the foundation of union energy. But first things first, in the beginning of this week, the Sun in Libra forms a square with Pluto in Capricorn. And this is the last time in our lifetime that these planets will square off in these signs. And that is pretty huge. This square brings up intense challenges around control and power struggles and the urge for transformation. And we've been in the energy of Pluto in Capricorn for a while now. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008 and will stay there until November 19th this year, after which it will finally move into Aquarius for an extended period. And Pluto's transit through Capricorn is known for bringing transformative energies to societal structure, authority, power, and control, as well as revealing hidden truths and reshaping outdated systems. I think we can all say that we felt that last couple of years. And now it contrasts with the Sun in Libra in this square, which seeks harmony, balance, and fairness. And you can imagine that this can have extensive societal effects, but I always focus on what is happening within us and what might be happening within our connections. So how can this affect you? And you might be forced to confront areas where either you or your counterpart are holding on to control, are resisting transformation, or are avoiding deeper emotional truths. This truly is a time when unresolved issues may come to the light and they demand to be faced. And it can feel quite uncomfortable, but it is a necessary step towards breaking down barriers that no longer serve your highest good. And questions that you can ask yourself during this time include: where am I resisting change? How can I release control in order to allow a deeper transformation? And what truth am I avoiding that needs to be brought into the light? In the Twin Flame connection, learning how to release control is one of the most important things. And it's about learning how to surrender to life and learning how to surf the waves of life and enjoying that. And it's about giving direction and focus without needing control. And you can see this Sun-Pluto square really encouraging us to face these uncomfortable truths head on. And by doing so, we open the door to profound personal transformation. The more that we let go, the more that life can flow. And you might even see changes that have been on the horizon for so long suddenly appearing in your life. You can see this as a final push in your struggle to release control. When you truly accept this push, magical things can happen. When you let go of this final resistance, you may find yourself on a whole new timeline. The darkness and the struggle that we've gone through in releasing all of those karmic cycles over the last few months, they're coming to an end. We're entering a new terrain, a new world, and it can feel like liberation. When you liberate yourself from what is holding you back, you create space for love to flow again. And the energy is a lot softer now than it was in the last couple of months. But that doesn't mean that it's shallow. We are entering Scorpio season on the 22nd of October. And Scorpio season is a period of emotional depth and regeneration. And as the sun shifts into this water sign, the energy moves from Libra's search for balance to Scorpio's desire for emotional intensity and emotional truth. And with this final push of releasing control and entering this new landscape, suddenly you have access to new things, to a deeper emotional exploration. And Scorpio really brings out our needs to understand the hidden aspects of ourselves and of our relationships and of our soul's journey. You may feel drawn to confront unresolved issues and dive into past wounds and work through the deeper layers of your emotions. But this is not from the intense fear-based energy of survival. Rather, it's a softer energy driven by the desire to resolve these things and to go deeper. And Scorpio asks us to be fearless in our pursuit of emotional truth and encourages us to explore our shadows and integrate them with compassion and understanding. And what can really help in navigating this energy is connecting to the huntress or the feminine warrior archetype. I talked about the warrior archetype in my last video and how the warrior archetype can help us harness the fire within us to use for our soul's mission instead of fighting our ego battles. But here I would really like to go into the feminine variation of the warrior, the huntress. The huntress embraces both light and darkness, and she knows when to act with force and when to pause for reflection. And her energy is one of creative destruction, where she clears away what no longer serves us, making way for new growth and for transformation. And that is exactly what Scorpio is urging us to do. And the huntress is also closely tied to personal power and will, which can help us with this square between the Sun in Libra and Pluto in Capricorn. The huntress is connected to the solar plexus, the center of strength that enables her to pursue life goals with passion and purpose. And she can transform the energy of control into the energy of personal power and use that energy for what is truly important. And the way that she does that is by alchemizing fear. And that is truly a helpful skill on the twin flame journey. You can consider these archetypes as a roadmap for our spiritual growth. And it is the huntress that can teach you how to bring balance to the shared energy field, which is a key to inner union and union in the 3D reality. Through the alchemy of fear, you have the power to shift out of anxiety, out of control, out of neediness, and transforming those energies into courage and trust and openness. And as you learn to release attachments and fears, you're not only balancing your own energy, but also the shared energy of your twin flame connection. The huntress helps you to let go of the need for external validation and shows you that the real strength comes from within. When you are aligned with your own inner power, the energy field between you and your twin flame becomes harmonious. By alchemizing fear and transforming it, you gain clarity. You can feel yourself shifting out of separation consciousness and into a union state. And this means that you realize that there is no separation between you and your counterpart. You are one. And it is from this understanding that you sense that you are the leader. You are the one with the power to change and shift out of anything that is holding you back. Your true power lies in aligning with your own frequency and in balancing your own energy. And that is the role of the divine feminine in the twin flame dynamic, to stabilize the shared energy field and your own energy field from within. And when you're focused on your inner alignment, you give the masculine energy the space to balance the 3D reality. And as always, you can see this from the point of view of the connection or from the energies within yourself. So let your feminine energy focus on inner alignment with your heart, with your soul, with your soul's purpose, with your soul's journey, and let your masculine energy create the 3D reality. Of course, the 3D reality that is the embodiment of that inner alignment. You don't need to project anything outside of you to attract your divine counterpart because you're already connected. You share the same soul frequency. So connect with your soul frequency, align with that as much as you can. In moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty, it is your inner huntress who stands ready, asking you to rise above and to reclaim your power. On this twin flame journey, one of the most profound lessons we learn, especially for those embodying primarily feminine energy, is to show up for ourselves every single day. It might be easier to take care of others or to fulfill your day-to-day responsibilities, but the real challenge lies in fully showing up for yourself, for your soul, for your heart, and for your mission. And this goes beyond just caring for your physical body. It means doing the emotional, mental, and spiritual work to clear the blockages preventing you from expressing your true self. I wish that someone had told me at the beginning of my own journey that the twin flame journey is about learning to alchemize the walls that we build inside of ourselves. These invisible barriers, they cloud our self-awareness and our confidence. And every time we take courageous steps toward our purpose or in our connection, it's like this shadow rises to test us. And it's asking us, how will you navigate now in this darkness? Can you hold yourself steady? And it really, really helps to know that this is all within your own power. There is nothing that anyone else has to do to make the situation better or to make you feel better. You don't even need to get a new perspective on the situation. The only thing that you have to do is to embody this feminine warrior and to face your own inner fears head on. Let your huntress say, enough, that's enough. No more fear, no more self-doubt. The huntress is there to burn through those illusions and to guide you towards your higher purpose. And you can feel this as a powerful storm rising within you, raging in your solar plexus or your entire upper body. I'm mentioning this because often we know that we have to face our fears, but facing our fears isn't just something psychologically or something that we do from our head. It's not even just about feeling the emotions. It's also an alchemical process of transforming the energy and harnessing this energy. So as you deeply connect with your physical body and your energy system and your emotions and all the thoughts behind it, feel this storm rising within you. Let it rage. Let it destroy what you no longer need. Let it tear down what is false or harmful so that the truth and the light can emerge, and let the fire inside you consume everything that no longer serves you. And you will be left with a clearer sense of who you are and what you're meant to do. And you'll be able to express the love that you feel within, whether in your twin flame connection or in life in general, because you are a beautiful being with so much love and light to share. We're not meant to remain stuck in the shadows. We are meant to shine our lights. And the huntress gives us the courage to show up as we truly are, to express ourselves and to share our love in a vulnerable yet powerful way. It takes a lot of courage to love someone unconditionally. It takes guts to express that love without expecting anything in return. There are so many voices and judgments in our collective field that tell us to not allow breadcrumbing or not tell us to not chase anyone, or that it's wrong to express love when the other person clearly doesn't reciprocate. And especially for women, there's this idea that we shouldn't be easy with our bodies and our hearts. But these are just judgments from the collective that make us feel bad when we love someone who doesn't love us back, and we've internalized those. But you know what? we don't need anything outside of ourselves to protect us from the vulnerability that we feel in love. We are not helpless. We don't need to abide by some society's rules or norms about devaluing ourselves for being open or too giving. We can allow our beautiful divine energy to stand tall and express love without having any expectations. And I mean any expectations. Even if there's silence or rejection, we can stand in the world and just be love. Just be love, because that's what we are. No one can take that away from us. And we have our own inner masculine that helps us discern who we would like to share our love with. We can sense our self-worth and we feel it from within, and we intuitively know who is worthy of our love. We can stay true to that without needing shame or guilt to hold us back or to protect us, because those emotions and those thoughts, they don't protect us, they harm us. When we stand in our power and express our vulnerability and we release the outcome of that expression, we stay true to us. And whatever the response is, we can respond to that. Don't hold yourself back out of fear. Most of the time, when we express things from our truth, then the response often is really beautiful and pleasant. And when you get back something that is not that pleasant, then you leave that with the other person. Then you can withdraw or choose. Whatever you do, don't react from a triggered state, because that's when you lose your power. What we really need instead of guilt and shame is to see what a beautiful gift it is to stand in unconditional love without needing anyone to accept it in order to validate us. That is the most beautiful gift you can give to yourself and to others as well. And they can choose if they want to accept it, but you don't need them to accept it. Your love just is. It doesn't change based on someone else's willingness to receive it. Let the warrior within you, the huntress within you, alchemize the fear, the shame, the guilt, so that you have a clear, balanced energy field. This is where the masculine and feminine energies can love each other freely and unconditionally. That doesn't mean that there is no commitment. Of course, commitment is important, but true commitment is to yourself, to your connection, and to your spiritual journey. And your divine counterpart is also committed to your shared journey, even if it doesn't always appear that way in a 3D reality. Sometimes lessons need to be learned, and in those times, the commitment to the spiritual journey is more important than the commitment to the 3D relationship. The purpose is to learn how to show up as you truly are in your power, to step into your light as a sovereign being and to live your purpose. And your divine counterpart will mirror you along the way. And it's funny, it keeps surprising me, but whenever you make a shift, your counterpart shifts as well. It is often the same theme that they're working on. This doesn't automatically mean that every step you take brings you closer to physical union. It can sometimes seem like you're drifting further apart, but when you look closely, you will see the mirror. You'll see that the more that you become yourself, the more that your divine counterpart becomes himself. Or I say when you look closer, but maybe you have to zoom out for that to see the mirror. The only thing to do is to detach, to let go, to let everything flow as life brings it to you, and to keep alchemizing everything that shows up. Every fear, every emotion, every guilt, shame that comes up in your energy field. Alchemize it all and use that energy for your creations. I've created a beautiful meditation to connect with the huntress energy and let her help you alchemize everything that's in your energy fields, everything that's in the way of balancing and of letting the love flow freely. And if you're interested in that, it should pop up on the screen right now, or you can find it on my website at twinsoulalchemy.com. At this point, I'd like to add something about union. because I received a comment last night about someone who said, forget about union and focus completely on yourself and detach. I know it's always meant to help when I receive these comments, but I actually don't agree with that. It is our love for our divine counterpart and our longing for union that is driving this whole spiritual journey. So, how can we forget about this? But the fulfillment of this desire does not happen through the external, it happens from within. When we reach a state of inner balance and of fulfillment from within, then whatever is happening outside of us is just a bonus, and it can manifest quickly because there is no resistance, there is no need. So detaching is the key. But does that mean that there is no contact? That we push this person out of our lives? No, of course not. We're talking about your divine counterpart. We're in an evolution to become a divine feminine, a mature feminine. And that means that we are going first, we are taking the lead in this process, and it means that we are able to stand in love without any expectations, and we discern from our heart. And that means that from our heart, we know our standards. I'm not a fan of that word standards, because to me, that word seems to be an ego word, a word to protect your ego. But from the heart, you know how you want to be treated. And if your divine masculine comes in a really good energy, why would you block that? We need to be able to allow the masculine energy to come in and out. But if the masculine comes in not in his divine energy, then we can discern from our heart and take it a step back, because that's not our divine masculine. It is our own love and our own power that will give us the strength to be in this receptive mode. It doesn't mean that we're waiting for them. It means we are living our life, and at the same time we are open to receive them when they show up in the right way. When we are emotionally stable and we can feel the emotional safety from within, that feels safe for our masculine as well. And that's what they need right now. And by right now, I mean we're in an evolution of humanity. We are maturing as human beings. You can see that when you look back to your own parents and how they lived and what type of relationships they had. My counterpart said a couple of days ago, he said it's remarkable how our generation is struggling with emotional availability and emotional security and emotional intimacy. He said, well, our parents' generation, they weren't dealing with that at all. It wasn't on their minds. It wasn't in their lives. It was just different then. Well, at least that's how it was for our parents. It can be different for yours, of course. Everybody's journey is unique, but there is a human evolution going on, and society is changing, and we are going through growing pains. It's those pains that help us develop to who we are becoming. But I'd like to add that if this doesn't resonate with you, that is completely fine. Please discern for yourself if this is your truth or not. Because not everyone is on this spiritual journey that is triggered by a twin flame. I just feel like it is my mission to keep talking about this experience. And I love it when other people do that as well, because that is how we show each other that we're in this together, that we can find each other, that we can inspire each other. And it's funny how I received so many comments from you, which they're so beautiful. Thank you so much. I received so many comments saying, your channel is different. I stopped watching twin flame channels, but what you're saying is different, and thank you so much for sharing. And I'd like to say that, yes, I do feel that there is a lot of polarity or something in the twin flame collective. There's so many people who want to talk about the twin flame concept who aren't experiencing the journey. And I think that it's it's kind of strange that they want to do that. And so they make these videos from the head, and they do research, and then they talk about it, and they form an opinion from the head about the experience. And I really don't understand why. It feels kind of invalidating when someone is talking about an experience that you are having, and then they're denying that this is something real. And I've also received a comment that I'm brainwashing or infantilizing people. And you know what? Everybody has a right to their own opinion and their own perspective. But for me, I don't want to brainwash anyone. I'm just showing up every day to spread love and compassion and understanding, because I truly believe that that's what we need. Where we're going, because that is how we embody the divinity within us. And it's not easy. I can feel a lot of fear too, and I need time to alchemize the fear. But actually, what I wanted to say was that there are a couple of channels on YouTube that I watch myself and that I feel are doing the same. And I'd like to share them with you, because what we digest, even digitally, it can raise our fear or it can empower us. And so the channels on Twin Flame information that I like are Awakening Meraki. I think she's a true embodiment of divine feminine energy. Sacred Soul Rising, Regida, a shaman, and Gabby Kovalenko. Now, they all have their own style, but to me, it feels like they really know what they're talking about. They have experienced it themselves, and they're motivated by their soul. They're doing their soul's mission. So anyway, that's just me. That's just what resonates for me. But of course, please feel whatever is resonating for you. We're not here to convince anyone of anything. We're here to be those beacons of light, those places where you can get support or empowerment or a dose of love. I'd like to end with a little nugget of wisdom. A couple of days ago, my divine counterpart wanted to draw an oracle card. I always have these oracle cards in my living room, and whenever I pass them, I draw one, because I love the wisdom that they provide. It's not because I think that the cards will tell me the truth of my journey or, things that I don't already know, but oracle cards can give us these little nuggets of wisdom. And so he drew a card, and the card was called Blossom. And the explanation of the card said that it's from the dirt, from the mud, that beautiful flowers grow. And we can compare the mud to the challenges that we face in life. Those situations that hurt us, they actually help us grow into the people that we are today. And growth comes from pain. And this pain can inspire others when they are going through a difficult time. We all have a treasure chest of experiences that we can use to help one another. And when we learn from the past and from painful mistakes, we grow, thrive, and blossom. And the card said, "You are a beautiful flower birthed from the lessons of the past." If you're going through a tough period right now, it's a card that reminds you that you are receiving the spiritual ingredients to grow and to blossom. And every flower is unique and beautiful. And the same is true for us as people. We all have our special talents and skills. And there is no one like you. You are unique. And my divine counterpart is not really a card person. I don't think that he even owns any cards himself. But he said that he really needed to hear that message. And I thought it was a valuable message to share with all of you. We can't get away from the mud, from the darkness, because it is the ingredient that forms us, shapes us, births us. But we don't have to stay in the mud. We grow out of it. We remember where we came from and what we experienced, and we take those ingredients to blossom. The cards were from the Oracle of the Elves by Karen Kay. By the way, I'm not getting paid to mention this, but I thought it was just useful information. I think these cards are very beautiful. Each card holds two keys that mirror each other on the back, which I think is really symbolic of the twin flame journey. Anyway, if you're feeling challenges in alchemizing your energy field and transforming fears and the lower vibrations, or if you feel like you're stuck on your journey, please feel free to reach out to me for a private session. There aren't many slots left in October, so if you'd like to book a session, please don't wait too long. But for now, I'd like to say happy Scorpio season, and I'm sending you, as always, lots of love and light. Bye.